I don't want to say it's your big break, but I feel like it's been a big break in the right direction for you, for being an artist yourself as opposed to writing songs for other people, getting out on this this tour with Aaron. Like, tell me a little bit about we talked on the phone the other day. We were talking about that, just sitting back playing an acoustic show at a theater in front of 2,000 people. What like going from before this, you were playing bars and cafes, and now you're stepping foot in the Majestic Theater.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to go back to playing bars and cafes, but it was unreal. Like, I didn't expect that audience to give me the time of day. Like, not that they were, I judged them in any way, but like, this guy was in a band called Stained that was a huge rock band. And
so I guess we should preface that you went out on tour for, it was going to be 3 dates, and it turned into 30 dates.
Well, actually 45 total after the full band ones.
45 with Aaron Lewis of Stained.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, I guess he still does Stained shows too, right? And
well, they just announced a show. They're coming back for a show.
Okay.
But
primarily they haven't
done a Stained show in a long time.
Okay.
But he's been doing the country thing for the last like 5 or 6 years, and doing really well at it. And I didn't know, like what his demographic would bring to me, like I knew that I would have an opportunity to play in front of a lot of people. And I got up there at the Majestic, and the room just got quiet. And I was like, that's when you're like, oh, you're going to let me do this, and like the fun begins, because you can tell your story. And like the reaction was awesome at the merch table, and we did it 2 other nights, and then they had another opener on the rest of the tour, and he had to jump off. He had a radio tour or something going on, and they called me an hour later with 30 acoustic shows, and we're walking into these 100-year-old theaters, and like this one theater in Macon we went to, the guy's showing us the trap door on the floor. He's like, yeah, so Harry Houdini played here or performed here and had the stagehand cut that out that day because he needed a trap door.
That's awesome.
And so the guy just had a song. I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna make a trap door.
That's so cool though to get in. At any point in your career, to get in and get to play something like that, it's helping push this album that's like what we talked about. It's such a personal album, and you're getting to walk out there in a place like that and play these songs. That's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, I've never gotten a chance to be seen like that, which is awesome.
I know you released an album yesterday, or not an album, a single yesterday. Excuse me. You got an album coming.
Yeah, we put out a song yesterday called "Apple in the Tree." It's a song I wrote with Olivia Radine, who's another one of my favorite go-to writers. And she brought that title in. We started talking about our parents. And, I guess the general vibe of the song was that you wanted your folks to do, or your folks wanted you to do better than they had the opportunity to do. So it came out pretty smooth.
It's a cool tune, and that's going to be part of your next album?
Well, I don't know what we're doing yet. We might just put out 6 singles. We cut 6 sides, and those are just, I got the mixes back today, and it might be 6 singles and then another record, or we might package it with some more sides and do another record. I don't know yet. It's we're in the Wild West, People are doing things so differently now. It's not like the same format of you have to put out a record and have to, because the record, I feel like record cycles are so shorter now. So our attention spans are shorter. After I put my record out, it was like the next month we didn't have tour dates, and I was like, well, everyone forgot about me. So and but yeah, and then that tour happened, so it was like, well, let's put these songs out while we're on tour, So we're just kind of winging it.
I know when you write an album, you have, all this collection of that time. It kind of encapsulates what's going on with you and things. And I know, as an artist, I think it's got to be frustrating to try to write songs, and that, in this day and age, people are going to download the one song that hits them, and
it was hard for me to let go of that concept, because like I thought everything was so precious to me. It's like when you make that record, and these songs, like especially these songs on Still Feel Lucky, are about family members, and like things are a really vulnerable part of my life that like I was so scared to put it out, because I knew once it was out, it was done, and like I don't know what I have left to talk about. That was my biggest fear. But like as you start letting them out and letting them go, it's like it gets cool to see people's reaction and how they affect people and like
and how they connect with
Yeah.
their experiences.
I think that's the luckiest part of doing this, you know,
Yeah.
is when people come up to the merch table and they're crying because they lost somebody too, and you're like, oh my God, like I had no idea that I had that ability to get to you, you know, and like it's surreal.
When it has to show that you kind of vindicates you that this is what you're doing, you know, that you're.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, it's when you write them, you're not like gunning for that. It's
Yeah.
like not like we had a target, like we were gonna, these people will eat this up, you know. It's like, oh, and I'm writing it, it's like, this is what I have to say right now, and it's a snapshot of what your deepest cut is, you know. And like I never had an issue with anybody writing anything that made people feel good, or because there's a definite science to that, and there's a need for it. But the thing that really bugged me, I think, the most was getting told that it was too sad or too slow for like country music, which I thought was the point, you know.
Right, exactly.
But like it I don't know, you know, it's probably a personal thing, but like I admire those guys that write those songs because I can't do it, you know, and not because I'm above it. I think it's a different thing, you know.
It's a different skill set.
Yeah, absolutely,
For sure. Well, man, this has been awesome. I think we've really gotten a little bit of insight into what's going on with Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna pull out your guitar and knock out whatever. It's artist choice. So you sing us a tune or two, whatever you're in the mood for. Man, I really appreciate you sitting down with us. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
I'm glad we got to do it.
All right. Well, we're gonna get the guitars tuned up, and Ben's gonna play us a song or two, and we'll send him back out on the road.
I'm strong and stubborn, my roots run deep. I never wondered where else I should be.